Sharky, you ready to go? Alright, thanks for another good night's sleep, room. So my mom sent me a picture of my dad yesterday, and I haven't actually seen my dad in quite some time, probably since December, since he was in the hospital and he just got out of surgery. And I don't think I knew what to expect, and I think I'm being a little fearful right now of what I'm going to have to see and expect once I get to DC. I've always had a hard time dealing with negative emotions, and I think it's because I've never really had a great support system. I usually have one or two people that I can confide in, and if one or two of those people end up going away from my life, then I feel at a complete loss, and it's really hard for me to deal with. So I'm really trying to get out of that comfort zone of being very seclusive because I want to protect my emotions, and trying to make friends and people that care for me just as much as I can care for them. Bye, room. Thanks for giving me another good night's sleep. Sharky, ready to go? Ready to go? I was having to drive 8.5 hours, and it was snowing at one point, it was raining at one point, there was thunder and lightning at one point, and so yeah, I was just more focused on driving because I think that was probably the best thing to do. I obviously don't want to get in an accident, and so yeah, I wasn't able to really talk to you guys, but I think I talked a lot about emotions on this trip, mainly because that's something that I've always struggled with, keeping balanced. I wanted to be very raw and unfiltered with you guys because I feel like there is a lot of stuff on the internet that tends to be extremely filtered, and I didn't want to be a part of that. I wanted to show you guys the raw and the real side of myself, because maybe that way somebody could learn something from it. I definitely think I'm a city girl. It feels so good to be back in a city, surrounded by buildings and concrete, but I also love nature, but it's always good to have a balance of both, I guess. Finally arrived in Chicago. I was actually planning on stopping by Indianapolis, and then I decided just to come to Chicago. I was like, why not? Chicago is a place that I've always wanted to be. Well, I've always wanted to visit, and so I decided to come to Chicago because I thought it'd be a cooler trip than Indianapolis. I've arrived at our hotel. Yeah, so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. The past 2 days I've been driving 8+ hours, and because of that I've been really focusing on the road. I haven't really been able to talk to you guys one-on-one personally, and another reason why I haven't really been able to talk to you guys was because the closer that I get to visiting my family, I think a lot has been going on in my mind, and it's been really difficult for me to be in the moment and talk to you guys in a more fluid, natural manner without really having to force anything. And I don't want to have to force anything or have to force any topics on you guys. So yeah, the closer that I get to DC, the more in my head I seem to be. And I was actually talking to a friend about this. I was like, hey, you know, I'm trying to do these vlogs, and for the past 2 days it's been really hard for me to talk about anything. And I think it's because I have a lot on my mind, and that's just the reality of it. And I kind of felt disappointed at myself for not being in the moment for the most part. And I was talking to this person about that, and they had told me that, you know, it's really hard to stay balanced all the time. And I think I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to stay balanced because that's just the place that I want to be. I want to be able to have a very balanced life. And so I think I need to be a little more accepting myself that, you know, I can't always be balanced 24/7. There will be ups, there will be downs, and there also will be a good amount of balance. But right now, I definitely am feeling those ups and downs. And so it's been really hard for me to talk to you guys, even though I really do want to. We're here today in beautiful Chicago. Hopefully I get to walk around a little bit tomorrow, but I really wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the situation in case the vlogs seem a little bit boring. I definitely don't want to make the vlogs boring, but I also don't want to force anything that's unnatural or artificial. I want it to be completely real, and so yeah, I decided to talk to you guys about that a little bit. When in Chicago, deep dish pizza.